This is lesson 3, metals and their extraction, pages 16 to 20, oxidation and reduction reactions. So you need to know the difference between reduction and oxidation. When a substance loses oxygen, it's reduced. When a substance gains oxygen, it's oxidized. So if you look at that word equation and work out which substance is oxidized and which substance is reduced. In this cartoon, you have a smaller person wearing FE on the t-shirt and a larger person wearing AL on the t-shirt. You have the smaller person FE carrying an oxide ball. So if you can explain the cartoon and what you think will happen to the oxide ball and why. Then I want you to watch a video on a reaction between magnesium and copper oxide. It's called a competition reaction because magnesium and copper are competing for the oxide. Then I'd like you to answer the questions on page 19, and a diagram of the apparatus that could be used is on the next slide to copy onto page 18. Now in the video it's showing you the experiment just done on some wire gauze, but you could put it into a crucible like this with a lid on it, and this is a pipe clay triangle and this is a tripod, and you'll have a Bunsen burner underneath it. The black copper oxide powder and there's grey magnesium powder that you're using as well. So you need to label that. If I show you on the next slide, that's a crucible. It's just like a metal container and it's got a lid on it. And this isn't wire gauze, this is a pipe clay triangle that holds the crucible lower, nearer the Bunsen flame. So that's the way it could be done as well. Now once it's done in class, when you're heating up the copper oxide and magnesium powder, that's what actually happens to the crucible. It burns through because it's such an exothermic reaction, and you can see the lid is there and the crucible has been burnt through. You can see the copper being produced there, and there's some white copper, magnesium oxide there as well. So where the lid has hit the desk, you can see that it's burned the desk, and you're left with red copper oxide and little bits of white magnesium powder. Magnesium oxide as a powder, sorry, magnesium oxide, not just magnesium powder. Then can you answer those questions please, using what you've just watched in the video and on those photographs, and then decide what happens in these competition reactions, and just write true or false next to those sentences, or just put T or F.